Before I start this video, I will try my best to avoid story spoilers. Let's just say the game story is for you to enjoy alone as best as you can and have your own interpretations of the story. So without further ado, hello, gue Raden VX. I have 43 hours on Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and this is the best 43 hours I have spent in my life. I fully understand how this game is a candidate to Game of the Year, made by passionate developer, written by amazing story writer, and performed by talented artists, musician, composition, and voice actor. Sandfall Interactive can have my firstborn for this, holy shit! But without further glazing on such a masterpiece, let me tell you why you should play this game once in your lifetime. I still can't believe that this game is made by 33 developer, 1 emotional support dog, 1 SoundCloud artist, in a caves, with a bunch of scrap! But yeah, here's the review of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. One thing I see among the community of gamers across the world is that they have no interest in playing Expedition 33 because the game is turn-based game. It's marketed as such, it's labeled as such on Steam. Many are intimidated by such because
oh, it's boring. It's gonna be like that old school Final Fantasy or Fear and Hunger or absurd Japanese RPG like Octopath Traveler or Persona or maybe the weird turn-based shooter game like XCOM. Oh, I don't want to wait 1 minute for my turn.
shut the fuck up. Okay, I will give you one sentence to convince you to play this game. This is a Souls-born Ring Hi-Fi Rush Yakuza turn-based game. What does that mean, Raden? The game is not about composing an effective party or allocating stat points to avoid damage, like you seen on so many turn-based games. On this game, you are tasked on the enemy turns to either dodge, parry, gradient parry, or jump to avoid damage from the enemy. Not only that, you need to read the enemy movement, memorize it like you have in a Soulsborne game. You need to time the parry, dodge, jump, or gradient parry with the sound cue. The only mechanic I experience in Hi-Fi Rush. Not only you playing Souls Hi-Fi Rush during enemy's turn, during your turns, your skills trigger Yakuza QTE. You need to press either space, A or X, depending on your controller or your system, to deal maximum damage or straight up not doing damage at all, doing the most minimal damage, or disrupt your skills and waste a whole turn or damage yourself. You will never know how much I blew up my arsonist waifu Lune for missing QTE. Of course, on top of all, the turn-based RPG essence to manage your healing, energy, or revival resources that you need to manage on your turn, and special or gradient skills that build up over time when you spend AP on your skill and deal massive encounter-ending damage. My point is, this game is not your typical turn-based RPG. There are so many additional mechanics that stimulate you to play, learn, and thrive in this game, unlike other turn-based RPG games. Now that issue of people not playing this game is out of the way, let's talk about characters. You will have 6 playable characters during your playthrough, which have unique mechanics to each of their own. So characters is not just another NPCs or PCs that you can just work around, they have no uniqueness. No, in this game, each of their own have their uniqueness. Gustav, Mael, Lune, CL, Verso, and Monoko, all of them have unique property on them. Gustav characters revolve around building Overcharge's meter for his prosthetic Lumina converter for massive damage on his skills. Mael's characters revolves around switching stances between stanceless, offensive stance for 50% damage dealt and 50 damage taken, defensive stances for minus 50% damage taken and 1 AP per parry, And the best stances, the virtuous stance, for guaranteed 200% damage. Lunes revolves around elemental stains that you can mix with specific stains for additional effect for your skills, Saels with Twilight charges, and I am gonna be honest, I never play Ciel fully in my playthrough. It's only a few times when the expeditioner that I used to party is dead, but I overall didn't explore the potential of Ciel's character. My bad, G. And lastly, a turn-based RPG game requires additional resource to build your characters and your party. Hence, Picto and Lumina exist. Picto is a passive buff that you can assign to each character on the maximum of 3s and give you the stat buffs and permanent additional bonuses to your expeditioner. Pictos then can be used as Lumina after 4 encounters, which you can assign to any character as long as they have enough Lumina charges, adding more resources to think about your party composition, because you can only bring 3 expeditioners on one party, and the rest will be added as a reserve team. So because of all that, my first run is a build I call Fire Arsonist Lord of Murder Mountain, focusing only on vitality, might, and corresponding skills to my character's weapon, Verso as AP builders with his duelist soul for himself, and leadership skills for everyone, Mael focusing on her fire skills, especially Degagement to make everyone weak to fire, and Lune, my arsonist wife, merging hell across the main continent with her fire skills, and some heals and revive just in case. For the Picto and Lumina, I focus on regen, AP gain, shields gain, and burn status build up. God, this build steamrolled everything. Oh, one more tips. I know we RPG players want to explore everything, but please hold yourself not to grind too much at Act 3 to enjoy the story as best as possible. Or if you choose to grind, mess with the challenges or modifier on the flag checkpoint, because I start the main quest of Act 3 as level 73, and I was missing a lot because it was too easy and the damage just too big. My bad, I'm stupid. So yeah, either start the main quest of Act 3 immediately, grind not too much around level 40 to 50, or if you grind too much, mess with the modifier and challenges. One thing that I can commend or criticize of the gameplay, maybe this is my skill issue, is the explorations on the overworld map and on the mini dungeon that we are walking around. Because the game, first of all, has no mini map, so you cannot check your step. And on the overworld map, there's no manual marking point of interest button that you can assign where you want to go, so you really have to rely on compass, which is fine, but my dumbass sometimes forget which is north, which is south, which is west, which is east. And I have a geological engineering degree, mind you. Overall, everything about the gameplay of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is not what you think as a typical turn-based game. Personally, I dropped Persona 3, Metaphore Fantasio, and Octopath Traveler because I didn't get the stimulation of playing video game that I seek. Because my favorite game of all time, first of all, is Armored Core 6, Elden Ring, and Monster Hunter World. So my type of game usually is action-packed and need to press auto button, need to dodge everything and such. Now that I experience Expedition 33, damn, I'm so sorry Monster Hunter, you are not on my top 3 anymore. What the fuck? Graphics? No, it's not important. Change the title. There you go. Okay. I don't freaking care about graphics in my game. I play usually in the lowest or medium setting. I don't care if the games allow you to render every single pubic hair on Gustav. But what I care is the design of each of every single region in the game. The mixture of photorealistic depiction of Belle Époque of Lumiere mixed with the fantasy painting-like design of the world, such as destroyed landscape to the fractures, ocean merged to the surface, battlefield full of body of Nephrons and Expeditioneer, snowy mountain and monocot stations, tribal forests and village of Gestrals, rocky beaches of stone wave cliffs, old Lumiere consumed by the fracture, and the expeditionists' corpses, alien-like places like a desert that is out of this world of Sirene, I forgot, and flying mountains area of Visage. Every single biome of this game is chef's almost like the world was a painting itself that I awe myself on every single explorable place in the game. The world building itself also merged with the storytelling of the world to our character's story progress shows in each of every biome. Not only in the sense of how great the design is, also how they utilize it for explorations and story progression. I can't get enough of exploring each biomes even though I lost so frequently because my gremlin loot goblin ass want to find everything. It was designed so well for traversal and getting lost too because everywhere you go, there is something for your eyes to enjoy. Especially when you explore the biome as Loon, so your journey is not interrupted with the sound of your character's footsteps. And enjoying the music accompanying your journey is easy to charm you to explore the world. And no, I'm not exploring the world as Lune because she's barefooted, you fucking creep! Everything about the world design, the traversal to this world, the exploration is amazing. Even you can get lost, that I point out in Act 1 on the gameplay. But I know the artists and the programmers have so much fun putting every single aspect of the design and the mechanical things from the code to deliver us, the player, this experience of this masterpiece. I just want to ask, who the fuck put the only up type of bullshit ass mini game for this game? I know the traversal is great, but not platformer game precise great. God fucking damn. Look, I don't want to dwell in the story too much and spoil everything to you guys because truly, this game is a once in a lifetime. Final Fantasy VII on PS1 once in a lifetime story. Not the FF7 Rebirth. Square Enix can kiss my ass for not doing justice of delivering the masterpiece of their own game to modern game industry technology. But I can point a few things out that hopefully not spoil anything without context. I love how grounded the storytelling from the perspective of main playable characters of this game. How their goals develop into something greater than just finding out the way not to be gamashed or annihilated when the monolith hits their age. Turns into something much more personal of each of their own. And the plot twist on each of every act makes so much sense on how the world, design, music, and the characters' banter makes so much sense. The recurring villains is so interesting, and you get into this roller coaster of emotions, of hatred, anger, compassion. Sometimes you think, you're bullshit, to, no, this is bullshit, to, god damn it, this is bullshit that you're right! Not gonna explain why though. Like I said, you need to experience the game alone and have your own interpretation. Now, the performance of the voice actors. My lord, I can't even fathom how everywhere Jennifer English, the voice actress of Mael, every single roles she has in the 3 big games I play in the past couple of years, that is Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, and now Expedition 33, can deliver so much passions, and how Mael can grow into such an important character to the game. She's truly God's favorite princess. Charlie Cox as Gustav delivered an amazing main character. The character has such a simple goal to stop the Gamash and the Paintress, become a researcher to make Lumina Converter that support all the Expedition 33, but still being so grounded as a human being. He's awkward, and this quirky human being, especially in front of Sophie, and also have such a depth when fate was against him. Christy Ryder as Lune. As character, she was a more disciplined of an expeditioneer and only focusing on the goals of the Expedition 33 to stop the Paintress, regardless what happened. When one fall, we continue, is hold so high on her characterization. She was more persistent on her characterization, and Christy delivered it amazingly. And oh, don't worry, she did have a growth in the further progress of the story. Ben stars as Verzo. At the first glance, I feel like this. Damn, such a Mary Sue. He's powerful, perfect, and surprisingly, spoiler ahead, I give you 3 seconds to skip to this timeline, okay? 1, 2, 3. Wow, you are trying so hard to replace our beloved Gustav, huh? Fucking bitch! But the growth of Verso can be delivered into more grounded figure as the story progresses. Shalon Nix as Yell might not be so significant at the delivery and the characterization because the character was written that way. Turns out, that's what she meant for. She is that type of characters where she did put aside and watch from afar. She is hide her emotions with bravery and thinking of a day ahead instead of grieving about the past, and you will get closer and closer to her, and then she becomes more vulnerable and discovering more about her past, which is... I can't understand why she's trying to forget and try to get over it. And damn, her deliverance as a character is really good. Oh, and let's not forget about Rich Kibble, the voice of Monaco. The actors deliver such a flat, non-emotional characters, but it was so iconic, full of unshown emotion and charm. I mean, let this clip explain it to you.
Out of the question. I will never join you again.
There will be a lot of fighting, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There will be a lot of fighting.
Exactly.
Count me in then.
Other supporting character has their own charm and amazing difference too. SKA, played by Maxence Cazorla, Cazorla, the recurring main villain played by Andy Serkis, and many more characters that has voices is so good on what character they're portrayed to, and deliver such an amazing performance by these voice actors. Oh, let's not forget to talk about music. Let me introduce you to Laurent Testard, a SoundCloud artist that composed the whole game, found on a forum by the lead developer, Guillaume Bros. I know I'm gonna screw that name up, I'm so sorry, dude. And collaborating with such an amazing singers, such as Alice Deport-Mercier and Victor freaking Borba. Yes, the singer behind Bury the Light. They are able to bless our ears with pieces such as
Clair Obscur, bordé aux peintures, trouvera sans elle.
and my favorite, look, after I explain shortly about the story and the performance of each brilliant peoples working on this game, I can say this. There is only about 5 things that made me cry while playing video games. Sephiroth killing Aerith on Final Fantasy VII, the original, of course, Arthur Morgan's death scene on Red Dead Redemption 2, Jackie Wells' death, the Goodnight Valerie ending on Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, returning together with Karlach to Avernus in Baldur's Gate 3, and the fight with the best boy in Rubicon, Rusty. And this game managed to break me to tears 10 times! 10 fois! 10 kali! That is why, please, I beg you, I tried my best to not spoil anything. Play the goddamn game! So, after playing this game for 43 hours with around 8 to 11 hours session per day, without live streaming it to avoid distractions and spoilers, I can say to you all that this game is once in a lifetime. Every single aspect of the game, story, gameplay, world building, world design, characterization of the characters, the writing, the delivery from these talented voice actors, the music, everything is a wild ride of a journey that I hope every single person on earth, gamers or not gamers, to enjoy this game during their lifetime. Don't be intimidated by the thought of this game is a turn-based game that you might not gonna enjoy it, because sure, as well, I don't enjoy Persona, Metaphor, and Fantasio. That's why I dropped the game, even though I streamed Metaphor on the channel only halfway through. Turn-based games is only the foundation of the game. There is so much more to the gameplay. You know, the feeling is the same when I finished Fires of Raven ending playing Armored Core 6. You enjoyed the game so hard that you just feel empty, void, sadness, but happy too because you finished the game. And it will not be the same again if you start a new game plus. Besides my comments on the explorations, it is easy to get lost without minimap features and put my geological engineering degree to shame. This game is 10 out of 10 for me. Play the game. You won't be disappointed. Oh, and before you leave, thanks for watching my review on Expedition 33. It is actually pretty hard to review without spoiling anything regarding the story, but I hope you guys enjoying it. And consider giving likes, shares, and subscribe to the channel. I'll try to be more frequent giving long-form content because my last long-form was ranking all monster in Monster Hunter Wilds, but trust me, I will be exploring so many things regarding video games since it was my passion to begin with. Alright y'all, thanks for watching. I bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night. Bye bye.